from the products, the service, the cooking method, got to be very simple. I can teach American, French, European, Arab, anybody in the world, 7 days can be a good chef. So don't have to have a fancy chef, So simple cooking method, standardized decoration, facilities, everything. Because from day one, I wanted to make a chain, want to duplicate, and want to sell franchise later. So it's going to be very friendly for training. So standardized is one of the very, very first things I've done. And one of the most challenging factor is consistency. So this year we just have the central kitchen. We produce all the noodles from one place, fresh. If you come to Vietnam, you eat noodles outside, it's all got chemical. They put something in there to prolong the life of the noodles. They can use for 2-3 days. But our noodles is free chemical because I eat every day. If something happens, I die first. So it's going to be clean and chemical free. And the broth is also cooked in one place. So we deliver the broth to all the stores. And what's special about the concept is I always try my best to keep the investment low. The size of the store got to be small. In Vietnam, maximum like 120 square meters. We have stores around 80 square meters, 100 square meters is average. And the kitchen must be simple. That is why all my business partners in overseas always insist me from day one, you should have a big menu, a lot of items. I say, wait a minute, if you have a big menu, then your kitchen is more expensive, the training is more difficult, the wastage is high, so keep it simple. Just go for pho, noodle, and a few 7-8 side dishes, like spring rolls, chicken wings, something like that. And if it's selling well, why not just a few items? But if it's not working, then we sit down, we extend the side dishes, come like 15 items, no problem. But leave it to the second stage. So our progress, so far we opened first store 2003. I tell you this story. When I went to rent the location, opposite Sheraton Hotel, right in the most expensive street in Ho Chi Minh City, just like Orchard Road of Singapore, and opposite Sheraton. And I met the landlord, and he asked, what do you do with my house? I say, the noodle house. He said, oh, get out. How can you turn my house into the noodle house? It's dirty. Then I convinced. So that's the first store. So I always go to the top location, no matter what concepts. Because it's the same money of investment. Whatever location you invest, the same thing. But the chance of success is very high. Location, location, and location. We all know that. And, with a good location, at least you make profit, or worse, break even. But with a bad location, even zero rental, give free, but you die because the operation cost is too high. So you bankrupt without sales, big problem. So in 2005, we have 11 stores, and the first store in Jakarta, Indonesia. It's a franchise store. And 2008, we got 54 stores, and we got the venture capital invested a few million US dollars in our company for expansion. And 2010, we have 77 stores in 7 countries and 1,500 employees. Actually, 79 stores. We opened 2 stores yesterday. So, 2 stores. And I was so happy. My staff messaged me, you know, the store opening, the revenue is great. And I said, oh, this is good. It's like vitamin C for me. And, you know, before venture capital invested in 1224, like in 4 years, we opened 40 stores without any money borrowed from the bank. I couldn't borrow money from bank anyway. In Vietnam, you cannot borrow the money from the bank with a business plan with, you know, like 10 or 15, 20 stores. Like nowadays, we have 70 stores more than we can borrow money from the bank. But before, impossible. So in Vietnam, this is old figures. We have 40 corporate stores and 20 franchise stores. And all franchise store in Vietnam, I have 30% investment. So I wear at the same time 2 hats. One is a franchisor, another hat is a shareholder. So by that way, I can look into the book and you know, have a better grasp of the business. In overseas, I have 17 stores. Started from Jakarta, Indonesia, now 11 stores. Australia, 1 store. Philippines, 1. South Korea, 2. Hong Kong, 2 stores. And 1 in Cambodia. The 2 stores opened in Hong Kong was fantastic. Every day they sell like 700 bowls of noodles per day, per store. On weekends, they do 900 bowls of noodles. So a lot of noodles. In Vietnam, we sell to 20,000 bowls of noodles per day. We consume a lot of beef, and we also run out of beef as well. So any of you here know anybody supply beef? Also let me know. I've been shopping around. I tell you this story. One of my mother's friend, she's got a farm. And one day, you know, I passed her and she said, son, come, introduce my friend. She has a farm. So she can, you know, provide beef. So I was very happy. So I asked her, how many cows you have? And she calculated and she, oh, almost 30 cows. I said to her, one day, I finish all your 30 cows. The quantity I consume, the beef. So just forget it. Now I buy all different suppliers. So where do we stand now in Vietnam? For the food chain, now we rank number 2, right after KFC. In Vietnam, we have 60 stores, now 62. KFC got 77. And KFC started from 1997, which is 13 years. And 1224 started only 7 years ago. So they have double time. That shows that how fast we grow in the past 7 years. And I do pay a price as well. You know, since Vina Capital, the venture capital invested in our company, we grow even faster. And it's a mistake. Because for restaurant business, like nowadays, I correct my mistake. Every store, new store, selection of the new site, now I go again. I check every store and I make sure the design is correct, is beautiful, unique, got corporate identity, but unique, special. But at one time, around 2 years, I let all my key directors do that for me. And all the stores that are doing not very well, all relate to locations and design. So I did close a number of stores, 7 or 8 stores in the past 2-3 years. And believe me, once I close my stores, I feel great. You know, those weak stores, it's like burden. You're like, you know, on your shoulders, 100 kilos every day. And you don't sleep well. You think of that store, you know, you cannot sleep. Not because of the money, because of something wrong. You know, so Nowadays, I close. And any store not doing well, I do the rescue plan, 3 months, no change, close. Don't have to keep face. You know, in Asia, we like to keep face. But now no more. If no good, out. So this is expansion strategies of 24. We go from inside out. We started inside. My definition has a lot of meanings. Also has a meaning of go straight in the middle, go straight in the best spot of the street of the city, then expand further. You know, like in Sydney, I go to George Street. You know, all the cities I go, best location, except I couldn't enter because the brand is new. So in Ho Chi Minh City first, and then Hanoi and other provinces, other cities, and then Southeast Asia, the surrounding country, is easier for management. And then Asia, like China, like Japan, and in the end will be US, Europe, and others, Middle East. No pork. It's beef and chicken. So I think it's workable in Middle East. Perfect. And our expansion strategy is flexible. In Vietnam, as I said, always got 30% shares. And, but they still make a mistake and report the revenue. You know, so I have to be more creative. You know, I charge franchisee, you know, the royalty fee, plus the minimum charge of $500 per month. You know, whatever you do, I don't care. You know, $500. $500 in Vietnam is you time 20,000 dong is quite a lot of money. So in overseas, the same. I thought in overseas people will be more frank, but it's not. It's not the case. So I apply like $1,000 per month for minimum charge. Whatever you do, if you base on 3% or 2.5% royalty fee, if you pay $2,000, it's good. But less than that, than 1,000. So and it's working. You know, so people do report the new the real revenue. For overseas, you know, always master franchise, but with the option, if you prefer, with the option to do one store testing. So during 1 year, I don't talk to anybody else, you know, so keep that. So it's flexible and willing to have modifications. Design, decoration, menu, anything. So 5 years ago, I was very conservative. You know, I always say the same, you know, but it's wrong. Every country is different. You know, like Indonesia. They say Indonesian people like chicken wings. You got to have chicken wings. So at the beginning, I refused. I said, no, cannot have chicken wings. But then, 2 years ago, I say, okay, let's try doing the Vietnamese style fish sauce, deep fried, you know, chicken wings. And it worked. You know, it's selling crazy. So number 2 item, selling item is chicken wings. So I applied that for whole overseas market. So what I learned in the past 7 years is the flexibility. Even for franchise deal, nowadays it's difficult to charge for $200,000, $300,000 for the franchise, you know, fee, master franchise fee. So what I concern more is to select the right partner, can build the brand, you know, then we enjoy later. So in other words, very flexible. We sit down. What do you want? You know, what's your idea? What do you want? Then we discuss. So with that approach, I hope